Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik from Figured Out Productions. The following video is a video of some kind, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and look what finally happened. Yes, I was able to finally get a PlayStation 5. This took a ridiculous amount of time, but I was really insistent on getting this at Best Buy, and I'll elaborate on why that is towards the end of the video. But as you can see, I was successful. And with that, the mission is accomplished. I've successfully acquired PS5 at a Best Buy. But now that I've got it, it's time to do an unboxing of this. And I will be doing a review in a separate video. It's kind of funny because traditionally on this channel, I'd like to do the unboxings and the reviews pretty much as soon as the console comes out. But in the case of the PlayStation 5, as you all know, the thing's like borderline impossible to get. And I did admittedly make it harder on myself because I was very particular about getting it at Best Buy. Which was funny because a lot of people tried to help me get it. Jake Randall, who's a great guy, has a Twitter account. He's one of those guys who constantly keeps track of when PS5s drop, and he kept trying to help me out with it, but we just weren't having any luck with that. GameFly, oddly enough, the rental company, they even reached out to me specifically, like, hey, we have a custom thing. It wasn't even just a generic ad. It was like, hey, we set up a thing for you. If you want, we have PS5s in stock and you can buy one off us. And I was just like, no, I have to do this through Best Buy, which again, I will explain at the end. But all that sort of stuff aside, it is time to finally go ahead and unbox this thing and take a look at it. Now, I've already got a couple of games for it. These were, I got these, actually, I think Lodmot, a guy in my Discord, hooked me up with Demon Souls there. And I'm pretty sure I bought this. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. Spider-Man Miles Morales, which I have not opened either of them, but we'll do that towards the end as well, probably. But the console itself, the pièce de résistance, let's take a look. So this is the physical edition, the disc edition. This is not the digital one. I would not get that. And yeah, it is the box is looking in great shape. I'm just kind of basking in the fact that we finally have it, but yeah, man, let's just go ahead and get started. So on the back here, which you can see looks like that. I'm sure you've seen a million unboxings of this thing at this point, but hey, why not another one? But on the back, you can see the console says play like never before, and it has a bunch of information about it, including, you know, it uses SSDs and blah, 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 whatever. 825 gigabyte model, which is a strange number. I mean, we all know why it is now. It's basically a 1 terabyte, but you don't really get that much of it, so they're scaling it back. But whatever, doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and cut it open here. So doing that, we now lift the lid. Ooh. And the box kind of folds open a little bit. And it looks like one of these where you kind of have to lay it down. So let's do that. Inside, we just kind of pull it to release the console. Well, the secondary box. Do my best not to damage the main box or the exterior box. It's one of these box situations where it's a box within a box. Boxception, yeah, nobody made that joke before. But anyway, so now we have this box, which is much less exciting. I think on that side, yeah, on that side it actually has the PlayStation logo. But this side is the one where we open it, so we'll do that. Lift that up there, and then slide that out. Up there like that. And we can start to see yet another box. This feels like a cosmic joke, but okay. So we'll kind of let that out a little bit. I'm gonna do it this way because I don't know. Well, actually, wait a second. No. We're gonna do a little smarter than that. Never mind. We're gonna lift this up, and inside we have the power cable, which is one of those standard figure 8 power cables, which I'm happy about. We have the controller, which we'll open up in a second, as well as things like guidebooks and manuals and so on and so forth, which I'm probably not going to read any of that, but whatever. Behind that little cardboard thing, we have a USB-C cable, which is, of course, for the controller. Ooh, that was a nice noise, wasn't it? Take that cardboard flap out, and we get a couple more things. The HDMI cable, as well as the little stand, the very controversial stand. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. There it is. That's what you use to mount to the bottom of the PlayStation 5 to keep the console standing upright. And then, you know what, before we get to the console itself, let's take a look at the controller. Now the controller, this is not the first time I've held one, but it basically is, because I've held one at like a Best Buy, you know, those kiosk units, and some of my friends have had PS5s, and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll hold it for a second. I think it's actually a very nice controller. I mean, obviously I haven't done anything with any prolonged gaming sessions, but I think it's pretty good, so that's cool. Moving on, take that out. Let's see, get that, and now the box is becoming kind of back heavy, so let's get the main piece out if we can. Alright, come on. Go, gravity, go. There we go. That is heavy. Okay. Now get this box out of the way, because there's nothing else in there. We have these, like, eggshell cardboard edge things. Get those out of the way. And then under that, we have the console, which is wrapped up in this foam stuff. This foam wrapping, basically. We remove that, and underneath, we'll have the PlayStation 5. There it is. The disc-based PS5. Get this stuff out of here. It's nice to see. Obviously, it is still a ridiculously big console. The biggest PlayStation console Sony has ever made. In my review, I'll do like comparison shots and all that sort of stuff. But just kind of admiring the design. I do like that like indentation, that there's a hole in the plastic essentially that makes the PlayStation logo. The fact that it says Sony kind of engraved in there is nice. There's a couple of little touches like that throughout that I think are neat. And then of course you got the disk drive there, and yeah. So I'm going to get the mount installed, which I think in order to do that there's this little plastic piece. Yep, there it is. You take that out of the bottom there, and then you have to clasp this into place, which I think goes in through the back, just like that. Although I think you're supposed to rotate something. This is oddly complicated. So we move. Well, I might have to figure this one out later, actually, because I'm not entirely certain offhand what you're supposed to do to get this to connect. But I could swear that you're supposed to do something. Whatever, I'm going to deal with that later. That's not worth dealing with right now. But yeah, I'll mount that later. But there you go. There's the PlayStation 5. Let's take a look at some of the games there. We have Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is the launch edition, which obviously I didn't get at launch, but we'll just go ahead and take a look. There's a gold edition of this where it came with basically a DLC code to get the PS4 Spider-Man game for the PS5. It's a digital-only build. I guess it's just like the same game running at like max settings or whatever. This is not that. This is the standard edition that includes a code for extra content within this game, which I'm obviously not going to show you. And then it's got the PS5 disc. So, very cool. And then we also got Demon Souls, which again was a donation to the channel from Lodmot. Thank you again. A guy in my Discord. Taking away that plastic wrap there, to the side, and there we go. Demon Souls. Open it up. No manual or anything like that. Just the disc, but that's nice. Demon Souls. So very, very cool. I'm looking forward to checking this out, tinkering with it, and of course getting back to you guys with a review. So now, you know, looking at it, it's got two Super Speed 3.0 USB ports on the back, broadband port, HDMI out, and then the figure 8 style power supply. The front has a USB-C port as well as a standard USB, looks like 2.0 port, although it's got a little charging indicator, so I'm guessing that's its intended purpose, is just for charging controllers or whatever. Probably the same with the USB port, but not entirely certain. At the bottom, the little eject button, as well as the power button, and I believe you lay it this way if memory serves correctly. Although I'm actually not even 100% sure of that, so I'll have to double check. I think that's how it goes, though. Actually, based on the artwork, yes, that is how it goes. So the disk drive is down like that. Yeah, that matches. It's just that the frame thing isn't on it, so it doesn't sit quite right. Whatever. Strange design, and we know now that the disk drive was truly an afterthought, which is why their solution to all this was throw this in. That way it can kind of sit right. Actually, to tell you the truth, I don't really know why you need it vertically. It obviously can stay up, but whatever. I'll probably still add it regardless because they did actually include it. But anyway, so I like the design. I think it's cool. It's nice to actually have it now. But let's talk about why I was so particular about getting this at Best Buy. So here's the thing. My mother passed away last year, and I'm sorry I bring that up a lot. It was obviously a very difficult thing for me to deal with. But it was over a year ago now. And after she passed away, I became responsible for dealing with closing things down, like her credit cards and so on and so forth. Now, you know, if you spend money with a credit card, You can, depending on what type of card you have, you can build up points that can be used for, like, you know, cash back, or I hope you enjoy that guy's card just as much as he does. It can be used for things like cash back, or it can be used for gift cards, whatever. So as I'm shutting it down, I realized that my mom had accumulated a whole ton of points because she was the type of person who just really kind of kept the same card and the same program for years, but really never went to do anything with those points. She never cashed them out, and they don't really expire. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cash those out for a series of Best Buy gift cards. And at the time, I had intended to pre-order the console. Well, famously, I could not do that. I was unable to ever secure one. And I kept trying and kept trying. Every time they did console drops, I would try, and it would always fail when I tried to get one through Best Buy's website. This time, of course, it was successful. But anyway, the reason I wanted to use those gift cards wasn't merely because, oh, look, it's prepaid, I don't have to deal with it. I mean, that was a nice little bonus. But if I'm honest, it's because that is, in a way, my mom buying me one last console, which was a big deal for me as a kid. You know, that's how I got my video game consoles, and that's what got me into video games, really, was her being cool enough to be like, I'm going to hook you up with this. So this is now the last time, if you want to think of it that way, that I get to experience that. And I'm not going to lie, that's kind of emotional for me. I'm trying to not show that, but it is. So it's nice that I can have that in that way. But yeah, anyway, so that'll do it for now. Like I said, I'll come back at you guys with a review where I check it all out and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys do me a favor, can you please like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Check out social media stuff in the description. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, all that. I appreciate that. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.